Hello and welcome, Sam Feltham, the fitness business dude here, and with me today is the great Nick Nanton, who is Emmy Award winning, bestseller of 15 books, and is also known as the celebrity branding lawyer. How you doing, Nick?
I'm great, man. Great to be on the call with you here today, Sam.
Fantastic, yeah. So your area of expertise is really using media effectively. So firstly, why is media so important to people's businesses?
Well, it's interesting. Media is what people need to use actually to create a part of their marketing. So I teach people this all the time, and it's a big mistake that people make. There's what I call the business trifecta, which is media, marketing, and PR, public relations. And what most people don't understand is that you have to have all three of these things working together in conjunction to have your business running at its full potential. So for instance, a lot of people will go out and spend money on a great piece of media. So for instance, a great looking book or a great looking brochure, which is media. Video or being on TV can be media too, but the actual thing you're left with at the end of the day is that physical piece of media. And if you don't have marketing and PR behind it to drive revenue, the marketing drives the revenue, the PR drives credibility to let people know you've been in the media or the media has come out because no one else really pays attention. So you have to have all three of these things working together in order for your business to be running at full potential. Another very common example would be PR, public relations. A lot of people they know to get their business to the next level, they need to get some PR. And PR is great, but it only gives you two things, credibility and awareness. So what you then have to do is you have to create media and marketing to go behind it and monetize it. So I guess the most important thing is understanding that there's two different things. There's being in the media and using the media, and you actually have to use media, marketing, and PR, all three of those things together if you actually want to monetize any sort of media or media appearance.
That's fantastic. And what sort of types of media are the best ones to use really at the moment?
Well, I mean, I think it's most important to use a diverse, array of them. Certainly, video is really hot right now, online and offline through DVDs and things like that. It allows you to connect with your audience. But, still postcards, sales letters, tear sheets from newspapers, all of those things still work really, really well. And I think it's just most important to have a very good mix of them. But obviously kind of one of the easiest things to get into right now if you're not doing it is online video. Online video works exceptionally well to allow you to connect with your end user. And so I think people should definitely pay attention to that if they're wanting to know where to start. That's a pretty inexpensive way to start.
That's awesome, man. And something you mentioned just before there was credibility. Now I've had some help from yourself with my own credibility, and I can't thank you enough for that, mate.
No problem.
Yeah, man. But why do you think sort of having that credibility is so important?
You broke up there for a second. Sorry. Why do I think having what's so important?
The credibility. Why do you think that's so important?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think the most important thing is that, look, in this day and age, certainly everyone has a soapbox between Twitter and Facebook and emails, the internet, blogs. Anybody can say there's something, but you've really got to have third-party credibility to validate that you are who you say you are. And third-party credibility can come in the format of being a best-selling author, so people understand that it's not just you saying that your content's good, you've actually hit a bestseller list. It can come from being in, like you were in the Independent, by the media validating who you are. It can be from being on TV. It can be from sending out press releases. You've just absolutely got to have third-party credibility that says, hey, I'm not just saying I'm the best at this. Look at who else is saying this too. And it allows people to separate you from the rest of the competition and know that you've got a leg up because, wow, it's not just Sam saying that he's great at this. He's just been in the USA Today and the Independent and over 100 major.coms. And I mean, so it allows people to see that, again, that other people are dubbing you an expert. You're not just doing it yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. It is so important, and it makes it makes you believe in what you're doing as well, and it just gives you that passion to keep on going, like even stronger, and then it makes like people's lives easier as well. If you can differentiate yourself so much that they go, okay, that's the guy for me because look at all of what he's done. It's absolutely incredible. Hey, Nick.
Sorry, man, you broke up there again. I missed that piece.
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Sorry, man.
All right, sorry, go ahead. Take that last line. I missed it. Sorry.
Yeah, it looks like there's a bit of a connection problem. But what I was saying was that it's just so important to differentiate yourself. So it makes the customer's life a lot easier because they can see how much you're doing, how different you are, and like how amazing you are, and then they can just go, okay, that's the guy for me.
Absolutely, and I think one of the biggest things that people don't realize is that your audience, your clients, your prospects, they don't know what you're doing unless you tell them. I mean, for instance, Sam, I've seen you several times now at fitness events around the world, and the deal is that, look, your clients and prospects, even the fact that you're going to seminars, if you were to tell them that's a big deal because they don't. Showing them that you're pursuing excellence all the time and that you're spending your own money going out to conferences, learning more about techniques, learning more about how to be better at what you do. I mean, they don't know these things, so they think you're just like every other trainer down the street if you don't even tell them things as simple as that. So absolutely, it's so important to differentiate yourself, position yourself differently than everybody else, and credibility is a huge way to do it. Another way to do it, obviously, is to position yourself as an expert in a particular niche. Or niche, as you probably say over there more eloquently than we say here in the States. But, just the fact that it is, just to show that you're an absolute expert in a particular field, most importantly, because no one else talks about it. I remember there was a beer commercial here in the States for a long time, and they were talking about how the beer was cold filtered at below freezing temperatures and bottled and blah 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 with Swiss Alps and as it turns out is like every beer did this, but they were the only ones telling people they did, so everyone thought it was really special. And so the fact of the matter is, if you can find a niche to go down into and talk about how you are, obviously for moms who've just had babies, or if for athletes with recovering injuries, whatever it might be. Although everyone might have these same skill sets, if you can show people that you're the absolute expert and talk about those things, then you're going to differentiate yourself also through positioning. And there's nothing that says you can't be in several different niches. I mean, you can be in 4 or 5 or 6. The most important thing is to only talk about the niche that the people who you're marketing to care about, and then utilize different lists, different media to market to the others, so that it's not a confusing message.
That's awesome, man. That's really good. So I don't think that you're not just a media marketing and PR guru. I think you seem to be a networking guru as well, Nick. Because I mean, the amount of people, the amount of people that I've seen you with, people like Brian Tracy. And I mean, countless others, isn't it? Seth Godin and people like that, I think, is it? And yet, how do you network so well?
Well, I think it's very important to understand that, look, if someone is in business, they're there for a reason, and it's to make money, it's to provide value. And so what has always worked well for me is to provide value back. And so obviously, you have to be conscious about what kind of value would be of value to people. One thing that drives me crazy is when people just try to they become business beggars, and they're like, hey, will you do this for me? And I said, well, potentially I would, but give me a reason why I would do it. And so, well, I really just need you to help me out. Well, I understand every now and then you need someone to help you out, but even if you need someone to help you out, look, the beggar on the street if he's just begging for money, I don't have a lot of sympathy for him. But if he offers to wash my windows or wash my car in exchange for some money, then look, there's a value exchange. So I don't care who you are, however high you get up on the ladder, you have to understand the idea of value exchange. Certainly, Ryan Tracy wanted to help a guy like me out, or he doesn't need to do it. But I provided him with enough of a value exchange, and he saw that I was trying, and I was willing to bring him value, and that he knew he could bring me value. And the fact of the matter is, I've made Brian a lot of money, which is fun. But on top of that, it's really interesting. The things that I didn't think he would value, he values hugely. Like when I produced his TV show and got it on NBC, CBS, ABC, and Fox affiliates, which television networks around the country, he was as excited as the people who got to be on the show, because I didn't realize he had never been on TV either. So it's funny when you just set out to provide value and just do what you do and do it well, and understand that you've got to come to the table with some sort of value, and you just have to be open to discussing it. It might not be the value you think you're providing, but you've got to be willing to provide value to people, or else they're never going to take you seriously.
That's awesome, man. That's great advice. So yeah, I'll be definitely delivering value to absolutely everybody that I want to get in contact with, definitely. But yeah, I ask this to everybody on the interviews, and the question is, what advice would you give someone just starting out in the health and fitness industry, from your experience?
I would absolutely just say to position yourself differently than everybody else in your marketplace. I would find ways to generate credibility around that, so that if you are the fit mom guru, whatever it is, that you find a way to get credibility in that niche that nobody else has. And then you've got to absolutely build a community of people who care. So no matter who you talk to on your website, everywhere else, you've got to build a list, because your entire career relies on that list. If you do not build a list, you'll be begging for money every day of your life. If you build a list of people who are interested now, maybe buy now, maybe not buy now, but are interested now, and you can help them and cultivate a relationship with them where you are pouring into them knowledge, and you're nurturing them until they are ready to buy, that's where you will make your most money, is actually by becoming a nurturer and an educator. You can't forget to ask for the business, but by nurturing and educating, you're always going to build goodwill and the theory of reciprocity. By you giving them information and value, they feel like they were required to respond and give you value back. So they will hire you eventually. So really kind of the three secrets, as I call it, of building a fitness business empire is your positioning, your credibility, and building a community. Those three things, using them together, you'll absolutely dominate.
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much, Nick. And where can people find out more information about you?
They can go to celebritybrandingagency.com. That's www.celebritybrandingagency.com. They can Google me, or they can feel free to email me if they have any questions at nick@celebritybrandingagency.com, and I'd be glad to answer any questions I can.
That's fantastic, Nick. And yeah, I highly recommend everybody go over there, check out Nick's stuff. It's absolutely amazing. And Nick, yeah, you certainly have changed my life. Thank you very much, mate.
And my pleasure. Thank you so much, and I'll look forward to seeing you back in the UK next year.
Absolutely, Nick. Absolutely. So yeah, take care, and I'll speak to you soon, mate.
Thanks, Sam. Take care, man. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.